You ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
This is Paul Feinbaum. That'll do it for me today. Coming up next, The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. It's a daily update on Bama sports and it's brought to you by The Good Feet Store, helping people get back to the life they love without their feet getting in the way. Start your journey at goodfeet.com. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. On Thursday's edition of Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR, we were joined by Crimson Tide guard LeBaron Filon Jr.
Put on for the fans and just like the community of Alabama is really important to me. And I think, it was just like, as long as season, it just keep going, you just really you feel it more, you feel it more when, it's getting closer to the end of the season and stuff like that. So just like trying to be grateful of every game that we have now and just like being ready to lace them up at any time, I would say.
I'll have more in a moment.
This is Christian Miller for the Good Feet Store. I know from playing football at Alabama and in the NFL that if you have foot, knee, hip, or back pain, it can be a huge challenge. The Good Feet Store is designed to personally fit you with arch supports that alleviate and even eliminate your pain altogether. Try them before you buy them during your free, no obligation, personalized fitting, and you can wear them home the same day. So if you're looking to improve your game, the Good Feet Store has you covered. Stop in for a free, personalized fitting today. Roll to victory at goodfeet.com. That's goodfeet.com. Roll Tide.
We've got you covered this weekend for a busy weekend of Alabama athletics. Listen to the softball team as the Crimson Tide host the T-Mobile Crimson Classic all weekend long here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, as well as college baseball for the Crimson Tide at the Frisco College Baseball Classic, as well as the men's basketball team at Tennessee on Saturday, and the women's basketball team rounding out the regular season at home at 11 a.m. against Texas. For more information, visit rolltide.com and follow us at UA_CTSN on all of your social media platforms. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by The Good Feet Store. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm Abraham here for Valley Equipment Rental. If you're a contractor installing fences, you need Valley Equipment Rental for augers of all sizes. And if you need a forklift to get those shingles up high on a roof, Valley Equipment has 10K lifts that reach to 56 feet. Valley also has tow-behind lifts that have a working height of 35 to 55 feet as well for power washing those two-story homes or doing whatever else you need to do. Lifts, forklifts, tow-behind lifts, 35 feet and up, they have your lift at Valley Equipment Rental. 2 locations, North and South Parkway. Valley Equipment Rental.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
Tom Abraham here for my longtime friend Mike Owen of Owen Home Appliance. Mike has over 25 years experience in the appliance industry, and since 2017, Owen Home Appliance has served customers in the Tennessee Valley with a focus on quality products, affordable prices, and excellent customer service. Owen Home Appliance prides themselves on community involvement as well, sponsoring local teams and events while making sure that you get the right appliance at the right price. Visit their highly interactive showroom in Lacey Springs, just 8 miles south of the river on 231.
Talking Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This hour of The Drive is brought to you by Lynn Leighton Ford, located online at lynnleightonford.com. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
Well, it's usually at this point when I start to welcome you into a Friday show that you go, oh, great, it's another best of, going to throw some stuff together for us to listen to. Not today. How about this? Not today. In fact, we've got a abbreviated, shortened show where I am on the campus of UAH getting ready for what is the final game of the regular season for both the men and women. It's a big game for the men tonight. Just be up front, just right out of the gate about that. For the women, a unique storyline on the women's side where the Gulf South Conference tournament starts on Monday. That'd be after this weekend coming up on Monday, now that we're flipping the calendar to March on Sunday. For the women, their first round matchup is against West Alabama. So they are going to take on the Tigers in back-to-back contests. And the women happen to also be the number one seed in the South region as well. So there is a strong likelihood that the women will be hosting an NCAA regional, which has never happened in the history of the program. Well, that is one way to follow some sage advice there from Paul Feinbaum, hearing his final segment and his final call right there, right before we hopped on how to have a healthy marriage. So hope everybody did well in their Valentine's Day. If you didn't, maybe one way to get out of the doghouse is go get a zone deal. How about that? How's that for a segue?
There you go. That's always good advice.
Over to our website, 977ESPN.com. We just populated a few of our usual suspects, but Carrabba's Italian Grill is always a good place to get out of the doghouse.
Fettuccine Wheezy will smooth over a lot of things.
And we were at Full Moon Barbecue yesterday.
So
and you better believe, yeah, Drew went, I went chicken last night. Quarter dark plate chicken was, the chicken is fantastic over at Full Moon Barbecue.
Really? I haven't gotten into the chicken yet.
It's really good. It's, you can get a half plate, quarter plate. It's good stuff there. And the sides are fantastic. They're at Full Moon Barbecue. Earlier in the week, we dined on some Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, had the Sam I Am burger, and it's hard to go wrong with Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. But also coming up next week for you golfers out there, right now Cherokee Ridge Golf Course is front and center for you, but Gunner's Landing is coming back into the fold, so be on the lookout there. All right. In terms of big news, I've been trying to keep an eye on what's going on, and really the biggest news is actually happening a week from today, where President Donald Trump is convening a presidential roundtable of more than 36 dignitaries and sports celebrities, that'll help, to further explore solutions for the industry's ills. Who wrote this? This is Ross Dellinger. The industry's ills. The invite list. I did not get my invite list, by the way. I did not get
fine polish on that. Because we all know what that is. He's doing a very nice polish.
I did not get my invitation to head up to D.C. and be part of this. Well, how did he say it? 36 dignitaries and sports celebrities to further explore solutions for the industry's ills. And I'm not saying there doesn't need to be discussion, and I'm glad that this is being pursued by the highest office in the land. I am. But when I take a look at who's coming up there to talk, and you're going to get conference commissioners, be it from the Big Ten, the Big 12, the SEC, the ACC, and that's great. That's wonderful. You're also going to get Nick Saban, Mac Brown, who's been on this program is going to be up there. Urban Meyer will be part of the roundtable, as well as Charlie Ward, who won a Heisman Trophy there at Florida State. Tim Tebow, another Heisman Trophy winner as well. But my problem that I see from this list, I see the president of West Virginia. Oh, goodness. Who else is on this list? The former athletic director at Oklahoma, Joe Castiglione. Pete Bavacqua, he's the Notre Dame athletic director. I see one glaring part of the piece of the puzzle not involved in this roundtable. That would be some of the players. I think the players deserve a little, part of the discussion on what they want as well. But again, I kudos to the president, and that comes up next Friday up in D.C. Something to keep an eye on more than anything, because I don't see a solution, especially on the higher levels of Division I athletics, happening anytime soon, be it Big Ten or the SEC. I know we talked briefly yesterday about the FCC wanting to hear from people out there about the different streaming platforms. And I know there was also a prominent athletic booster at Texas Tech that wanted to pool all of the TV contracts together and sift them out equally. Well, that I can tell you this right now: the Big Ten and the SEC, with those big time contracts with ABC and Fox, are not going to want to slice that pie any more than they already have to do at the moment. So there is a lot of room for improvement on how these issues are going to get resolved, I guess. There is a paper associated with Campbell. Goodness gracious, I forgot Campbell's first name. The businessman out at Texas Tech, on saving college sports. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I am glad that it's going to at least be discussed and talked about. So maybe something like the SCORE Act will gain a little bit more traction than that last hearing that we just had.
Looking for
Cody Campbell. Thank you for looking that up. I could remember his last name, but not his first name.
He's got all sorts of awards from all Big 12 and academic Big 12 honors when he was offensive guard.
Scott Tyson, we're on the air down there, by the way. Just to give you a heads up. But no, you don't have to turn your mic off. Just letting you know.
That was just habit. I'm sorry.
Just jump in, Scott. Just jump right in.
That was just habit, getting ready.
Come on in. Come on in. The water's fun.
I tell you what, what is not fine out there right now? When spring break is starting.
Right.
Because 565 governors, the traffic is just insane out there on a Friday right now. It's got to be spring break time somewhere.
Rolling spring break where we do the entire month of March.
Well, it's usually kind of the second week of March, usually. Isn't that about right?
I don't know. All I know is the roads out there are just, we've got traffic, but I don't know. It just felt unusually high coming in here this afternoon.
Well, a unique situation here for the women coming up, as they're going to see West Alabama twice in a span of 4 days.
Coach Sharp a moment ago, but right before he went in to talk to the boosters there in the varsity room, that's what he told me about. He's like, hey, look, he goes, he's scared to death about this matchup, because he said he remembers when he was at West Alabama, he remembers watching West Alabama as an 8 seed. They played host to UNA. UNA was the number 1 seed on the women's side, and the West Alabama women were number 1, and UNA comes in there and loses, and West loses, or however, vice versa. Mm-hmm. And he watched it. He goes, I saw then the 2 days later work out in the 8th seed favor, and they upset the number 1 seed. So he goes, he's very, very nervous about tonight's game and then turning around and having to play West Alabama again on Monday. It's just, he has an uneasy feeling about it.
Well, to tell the other side of that coin, though, when have you known Coach Sharp not to be nervous?
Yeah, he said that he was glad they got an off week, because it was almost like getting a days of rest during the middle of the season, because everybody else is playing, they're playing Wednesday or Friday, and they're wrapping everything up because everything is on Monday. UAH and West Alabama are the only 2 teams in the league that didn't have to play twice this week, so they get a little bit of rest. And he's like, that's the good thing. The bad thing is because they got to turn around and play. It's like playing the schedule. You play on Friday, then you turn around and play on Monday, but you're playing the same team. And so he's like, it's preparation wise, he's like, it's a little difficult. And so, but he's got a lot of ammunition to keep the ladies invested in the number 1 region ranking, the fact that they can be at home for the Gulf South Conference tournament.
That's right.
There's a lot of things that he said that he's gone over with in practice this week to keep them sharp and to keep them ready to go. He said, because they look at their performances, and while the wins are stacking up, there's little things here, there's little things there. In fact, I think he said on Monday or Tuesday they put the bubble, and I don't know if you've seen the bubble.
I haven't seen the bubble.
The bubble is they put it on top of the rim, and LSU uses the LSU women use it. There's a lot of teams around college basketball that use it, but a lot of them don't use it this late in the season. You put it over the rim, and what it does is it will prevents the basketball from going in the rim. And so you really work on rebounding. You work on being physical. You work on how to box out, because you don't know where the ball is going to go.
There's a Montevallo joke in there somewhere, but I'm not doing it.
No, we're not. No, but it teaches and it keeps you sharp. And he said that in practice, they really got after it this week. They were really physical a couple days, because he felt like this team needed to keep its edge. It needed to keep its physicality among them. And so they really went at it at practice. And he goes, they kind of backed off on Wednesday a little bit. And then Thursday, they backed off even more. But they went at it earlier in the week just to stay sharp.
Well, one other bit of news just to pass along. We have all been covering the Charles Bediako saga. Well, reported this afternoon by Nick Kelly that the Alabama Supreme Court has denied Bediako's emergency motion for an interim injunction to allow him to play while his appeal is pending. This feels like the end of the line, does it not?
Well, and remember, he played last night in Puerto Rico for Team Canada.
I wasn't aware of that.
In their FIBA qualification thing for the World Championships or whatever it is.
Yeah.
He played, I think, 28 minutes for Team Canada. So he's playing basketball right now. He's just not playing for Alabama. And I think at this point, when this story first came out, the national headlines that it drew all over college basketball. I mean, every college basketball expert from ESPN to Fox Sports, everybody on the national side had a comment on Charles Bediako. This time around, nobody's talking about it, because I think everybody at this point is just saying enough's enough. The court said no, not once, but twice they've said no, and just leave it alone. At this point, there's only 3 games left in the regular season.
That's right.
You got the SEC tournament, the NCAA tournament. Enough's enough. Move on to the next stage of your career.
And we are going to move on to pregame on the other side of a very abbreviated edition of The Drive here on this Friday. You're going to get both men's and women's action of UAH Charger basketball, and it's coming up next right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
More savings, more selection, more for your trade. I'm Bobby White, and we've got more to love all month long at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. While they last, save up to $11,000 off MSRP.